Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the BavSound video installation series, where today we'll be going over the Ghost subwoofer installation in this flawless 2017 Long Beach Blue Metallic M2. This car has the HK system, but it's applicable across all models. This is actually, the process is going to be the same for 1 Series, 2 Series, 3 Series, 4, 5. There's some variances in the brand new 5s and slight variances in the X model cars, but by and large, this process is going to cover every BMW on the road. That being said, we just had to use this car. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. It's just perfect. So this is one of our local San Diego customers, really rad dude. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous, and let's get started on this process. It's super straightforward. Should take you about 15 minutes aside. So let's, I'm gonna turn some lights on. We'll kind of go in. You can see how sexy this car is on the inside. We'll kind of go over a list of what we're using from a tool perspective. We have a Ghost subwoofer specific toolkit that we've put together that consists of everything you'll need to make this happen in your car. From the Torx T50, the 3/8 inch drive, the big Torx T50, that's to take the 4 bolts out. You need a Torx T20 to loosen up the grills. That could also be a Phillips head, it varies. That's also accounted for in our kit. A 10mm, everything you need is in the BavSound kit. Those of you that work on cars for a living know you use your own Snap-on tools. That's why I'm not using the BavSound tools, because 20 years of doing this is my baby and she just knows me. So anyway, let's do this to this. T50's in the front. Bam, bam. And there is a process to this, believe it or not. So these do have torque specs ranging anywhere from 40 to 50 pound-feet. Depends on the car. The real, I mean, quite frankly, you could do that and you probably should do that, but getting it snug is, I mean, most of you, that's what you're gonna do. Most of you do not have torque wrenches, and if you do, good for you, and you would know this information and know how to apply it, but hand snug is good. So get those 2 guys out, slide the seat forward. There'll be 2 in the back. There's no mystery here, and this process is rather straightforward. It genuinely is. Where I want you to kind of most focus is where we're actually doing the woofer installation. The removal process is fairly mundane and uninvolved. Even someone that's never used a tool before can do this. So again, it's just 4 bolts. Every car is the same. All 4 bolts are the same. They're not side or location specific. So no worries there. There's just 4 bolts. And we take those out. And then there's a little trick to kind of sliding the seat back, and we're going to lean the front seat into the back seat. This is the same whether you have a 2-door, a 4-door, a wagon, any car, the process is the same. So what I do is I take the seat, I slide it back about to the middle, and then I just lean it back because we need to access the subwoofer, which is here, and that grill. So what I like to do is just kind of, and then maybe just lean the seat so that it kind of supports itself. And then we just take our Torx T20. We've got a Torx bit in your kit. We just take these 4 screws out. You can see a pattern here. The subwoofer is held in with 4 screws. The grill is held in with 4 screws. And the seat is held in with 4 bolts. We've got a couple of little tips here. I guess I decided that today would be a good day to wear some skinny jeans as a 40-year-old male, and I can barely move in them. Don't wear skinny jeans. Actually, you just shouldn't be at our age. I mean, I guess you can do what you want, but boy howdy. Didn't think about that this morning. All right, let me just grab that other one, and you can just kind of manhandle or lady handle the seat. It's super simple, no matter what. All right, and the grill just pops out. You're making sure you've actually unscrewed them all. And what's cool is they're keyed, the little, so when you put it back together, these little guys just slot onto the mail tabs on top of the enclosure, so you can't goof that up. And ta-da, we have the subwoofer. So there's a couple different ways to do this. The way we really encourage those of you to do this that are kind of novices and quite frankly want to knock it out pretty easily is by leaving the enclosure itself in the car. There's just 4 screws. We can access them effortlessly directly here in the car. So that way we just leave the enclosure in, unscrew the woofer, lift it out, go to our workbench, prepare our new BavSound woofer, come back, drop it in, screw it in. Now I'm going to go so far as to take this whole thing out because I want you to know all the intricacies that could, exist and really have an understanding for how this all goes together. So again, we would recommend, in the interest of time, just do it like I'm going to do it here. I'll go ahead and take it out, just showing you, and then I'll take the enclosure out too for those of you that want to know how that goes. I think that's probably a good path. So there's 4 screws. So we just remove them. It's funny, I've done this hundreds of times. I've never just left it in the car. I always take it out because I just do this all the time. But we get so much feedback from hundreds of you that, hey, I just left it in the car and it took me 5 minutes. And I thought to myself, that makes perfect sense. You guys are smart. I don't know why the hell I take it out every time. Nevertheless. So, again, just those 4 screws that hold the woofer itself in. Got to unplug it, and I'll show you where that is. And again, mind you, it's just so satisfying in these $100,000 cars in many instances to just come out in a matter of minutes. You've just transformed the listening experience. Maybe this is why this last one's a little snug down in there. And quite frankly, I don't know about this guy. We'll see. People do it this way though, and they've had great luck. So again, just the 4 screws. And then also, in your BavSound kit comes a panel removal tool. So we're gonna need that because we've got to basically get this guy out of here. So now, we just take the carpet, just pull it out like this. Oh, that's how you can access that last screw. Just pull the carpet out, really easy. You guys can see that. There's just a seam in the carpet in all of the cars. And then we just use our finger. There's a little tab on this connector. I'll show that to you when I get it out of here. There's just a little tab. Wait, there's not a lot of, there we go, there's the light. Just a little tab, and you just depress that tab. Kind of see him right there. Doop, lift up, really easy. And then the woofer, this one just came right out. Hot damn. So, as you can see, there's like a gasket material on this woofer. Well, guess what? Your new subwoofer came with gasket material that we need to apply directly to the same location on it. And we're going to do that now. So we're going to pause, we're going to head up to our workspace, and I'm going to go over that process with you. And for those of you that want to go ahead and remove the enclosure, let me show you how you do it. It's just secured by 2 10mm bolts back here. Sometimes it's nuts, sometimes it's bolts. It depends on your particular car. So there's just a couple of 10mm bolts. That's also included in your BavSound Ghost subwoofer kit. So I just kind of break them free with the handle. And these are all just hand tightened. And then with the enclosure, it's actually kind of interesting. BMW runs a wiring harness just along the edge of this thing. And so we just got to take our panel removal tool, which again, in your kit, so just a little 10mm bolt. And as an aside, some people have reported that they experienced an even further enhancement of the woofer's performance by adding a little sound deadening to the underside of this enclosure. I have not substantiated that, but I don't necessarily doubt them. So we'll talk about that when we get on the bench. So there's a couple, and they all vary just a little bit, but there's just a little, it's hard to see down here in this light, but there's just a little plastic tabs that just secure the wiring harness, so they just pop right out. If you can see them. I advise having some lighting in your car. I don't have very good lighting here because it's hard to film. Cool, so we just pull that out, and then the enclosure just lifts up, and out. And you can see there's a little gasket over here, and that's what seals up to the side of the car. And also you can see down there a little green little circle. It's a decoupler. It's like an acoustic decoupler. Yours may be white, it may be green. it snaps down in there, and basically now you can see the bottom of the car. You can see, here's my finger. So it also functions as a seal. This isolates the enclosure from the car. So it's important to make sure this is coupled to this and not just the ground. So there's a little hole there in the middle. And so it's really, really easy to do this. We're just reinstalling it. Just like that. You can see it's just on a little T like that. And then bam, it just goes right back from whence she came. This one, you can see it's supposed to kind of just go around like that, and then it just seals up. So make sure you put that guy back in place. So now let's head up to our workspace. We'll put the gasket on the woofer and then drop it in the tub. Cool. All right, guys, so we've taken the new Ghost woofer out of the enclosure. So pretty. We've confirmed everything's solid, feels good. Everything looks good. We've also included in here the gasket material, which we need to reapply to the woofer. So let's do that. So move this out of the way. So we flip the woofer upside down. You'll see there's already a thin gasket material on here. That's for manufacturing purposes. It remains. I usually put this on the enclosure when I do it, because also I have the enclosure out of the car a lot. It's also really sticky, so you can do it on the back of the woofer as well, which is the way I'm going to show you. So guess what? You just peel off the backing. And then I like to start right here on the plug. And then I just follow the plug. And then I go around the woofer. And then we come to the end, take a pair of wire cutters or something. We always give you a little extra because people goof this up about more often than they care to admit to us. And then we just make sure that there's no gap, which there is not. Ta-da! Guess what? Hold the woofer by the motor structure. Do not hold it by this. We beg of you. Drop the woofer into the enclosure, like so. Perfect. And then we kind of just check to visually see that the holes are lined up, which they will be. But we kind of just start with get the screws started in there. There's a little bit more work in the car. This is why sometimes I'm like, take it out, you know. But even still, so we start the screws on all four sides. And then there's a very, very, very critical component of this installation. That is that you don't just torque down one of these screws all the way and then go and do the other one. So we get them all snug initially. And then I push down. And then you see this guy over here. There's just not an easier way to do that. So we just work around. We go a little snug, we go a little snug, we go a little snug. We come over here, and then we go up here. So it's really just the star pattern. It's the same way you tighten everything in the whole world. And if you didn't know that, now you do. And then we just get a little snug bruise. Snug. See, I'm doing this by hand. I'm not using tools to do this. That one's snug. That one's snug. That one's snug. And that one's snug. So bam, we pick it up. Good, the woofer feels good. Woofer looks good. We are ready to reinstall. If you took your enclosure out, you need to watch this part. If you didn't, you've already installed the woofer and you're done, and probably having a beer by now. So remember, the enclosure goes in like this, and then we plug it in and we snap the wiring harness back in. So just a little finagling under here. So we just lift up the carpet. Remember, be conscientious of the woofer. Don't poke it with your hands or anything like that. It's kind of important that it doesn't happen. So again, just get this carpet out of the way, get the factory plug out of the way. You'll find all these little things, they just want to get in the way. And we don't want that. So let me get this enclosure, drops in just like that. Perfect. We've got our two 10 millimeters back here. Actually, you know what? Let's plug it in. The pressure fits right in. We take the harness, we snap it in, we snap it in, and then we put our 10 millimeters in. And again, those of you that didn't do this don't have to do that. Just reinstall it. We're not even going to cover that because quite frankly, just put it back together. It ain't hard. There's one little trick I'm going to show you though, especially those of you with 3, 4, 5, and to some degree, these 2 series. There's a little trick that I've picked up over the years, only because we're gaining so much X-Max with these woofers, so much more excursion. So it obviously moves a little bit more than the OE woofer. So because of that, we need to pull a little bit of this foam off of the carpet, the underside of the carpet. I'll show you how I do that. All right, so with that secure, so again, confirm you've plugged in the woofer, you've plugged in the wiring harness. My suggestion at this point, you don't audition obviously, but we turn the car on and we just listen to make sure the woofer is moving freely, to make sure there's no funny business, that you didn't overlook something, that you didn't leave a tool down there that's going to resonate. So at this point, we turn the car on, make sure everything's just playing. We're not going to sit in the car and go, oh my gosh, you know, we're just confirming performance. So that being said, let's tuck first the back carpet because the front tucks over the back. And you'll see what I'm talking about now, where I say, let's look at this foam as it sits over the woofer. So you got to tuck this carpet back up here because we removed, and then we take this and then we tuck it like this. Tucks right back over like that. You can see now we've got a perfect little, so you see this foam on the bottom? It kind of makes a little bit of contact with the woofer. So what I do, it just peels right off. So there's a little bit of foam here along this edge. Bam, I just peel it off like that. Now there is no clearance issue whatsoever with the woofer. It's perfect, as you can see. So from there, that is it. We're not going to cover this, but we just drop the grill right back on. Again, like I had mentioned, it's keyed to sit specifically on top of the enclosure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can wrap it up. We might come back through and touch on the securing of the bolts, but that wraps it up. I mean, it's realistically 15, 20 minutes aside, start to finish, you're rocking and rolling with our Ghost woofer. So thanks so much for swinging by. Don't forget to check out the stage 1 install videos going over our speaker upgrades, which really brings, everything was engineered to work together. So that brings the system to its full potential with both the stage 1 and the Ghost woofer. So thanks for swinging through, guys. We will see you next time.